exclaimed. Have I been praying to the wrong God? That question is, said God, have I given intelligence to the wrong species?
Yeah.
Humans are the only species out of touch with nature. Instead of you humans living together harmoniously as one family, creating and sharing together, you become delusional, creating false identities and borders, beliefs, relishing your geographical differences rather than your overwhelming similarities. I took a big chance with you humans, which my wife warned me about. Your wife? I exclaimed. You mean there's a Mrs. God? Not anymore, said God. She's Ms. God now. But she reigned permanently during the early stages of the Paleolithic and the Neolithic. You heard of the goddess cultures where people shared everything? It's the only time communism on a large scale ever worked out. They all lived in a commune. Of course, some of the hippies got there too. But they lived during the early stages of the human development in this goddess culture of Mother Nature. And that lasted for centuries. So the male warrior cultures of private property prevailed. The sky gods. She receded into the background until the feminist movement of the 1970s. Until then, I was in charge. Now, she came to life again. Because the human drama was playing out more perfectly. And I started receding. And don't think she didn't lecture me on all the time I've been here around. She looked at me and she declared I was a control freak, the formless, male, chauvinistic god. A blackout shrunk on nectar and ambrosia and took off on her own. And said, well, if you can do it, I can do it. Not before she had affairs with Apollo, Jupiter, and Neptune. Then she became a polytheistic pagan once again. Why not, I asked. I mean, it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. Why be possessive? God looked at me like, who are you kidding? Who do you think you are, the Buddha? I don't let easily go of things I love. But I did stifle her and kept her here on this planet, which is my jurisdiction. It was anyway. I impeded her flow and kept her stagnant too long, so she went out for a fling. But she'll probably return in 1,000 years or two. Find out what. This has happened before, I inquired. Yes, said God. She has to recompose her nature with the help of the prevailing human drama. You see, she is also an actress, as well as a goddess. Oh, I suppose that explains it. Where is she now, I asked. Probably to the planet Sirius to contemplation. That sounds very serious. Oh, then you know, said God, the multiverse has many gods. Well, you're not a jealous God, are you, I asked. You know I am, it says so in your Bible. When you're a God all the way, from your first massive flood to your last judgment day. Oh, I see you're an actor too, but God, we need you to save the planet. We need you to stem the tide of rising fascism and hate and stupidity and greed and autocracy. Yes, I'm sorry. This is my big mistake. I use chimp genes and not those of the bonobo apes, who, like the dolphins and many other species, resolve their conflict in lovemaking. That's what the hippies were preaching. But most of you sapiens have lost perspective. You don't have to be an Einstein to realize the measure of intelligence is the ability to change. But God, I pleaded, what if we self-destruct? It sure looks that way, he said. It's not good for you or for my experiment. Too many people are in a cultural trance of misinformation and hatred. They need to chill out and grow up. But the void of timelessness and serenity is too strange for their mind. God, you smoke marijuana, I asked. Occasionally, he answered. I met Moses on Mount Sinai. Didn't you ever hear of the burning bush? You foolish humans. You misconstrue and misinterpret everything, especially when it comes to religion. Did you ever hear God helps those who help themselves? Now the task is you must evolve or perish. And then he laughed as I trembled, and I woke up. I said, holy shit, I just had a nightmare. Was it a revelation? Then I thought, it cost me a lot, but there's one thing that I got. It's my God. My God is red hot. Your God is diddly squat. Verily it was concerned, one man's faith is another's fable.